develop. You learn and learn and learn and still, for example, the cardinal point issue, if you should know the reality of it, it's a skill. You can use that to show somebody way. But here lies the case, you have been taught cardinal points. But if as you tell you, go to the northern part of the community, then you are looking for the mountainous area. You see? So then, it means that even though you have been taught, you have less or no tangible skills of what? Cardinal points. Now, last of all, there is also weak or no work ethos developed after school. So you learn and learn and learn. You finish school, you go to ECCH, you finish, you continue to the university, you finish maybe with first class, and then you still want to go to school. You go and do your masters. Still, you want to go to school. Why? Because even the love for work is not there. Your learning has always been in the book. So always you want to be reading. Always you want to be doing exercise. For somebody to just mark for you. What are you and when are you going to contribute to societal development? So, lower order profile dimensions, even if you are offered job after work, after school, you will not be able to perform. And that is why you are running away. Alright. Now let's move to the higher order profile dimensions. This is where we are. And this is what we are promoting. Skills Educator is looking at the situation where every school in Ghana will appreciate methods of teaching, which is what we call pedagogical methods, that enhance, that ensure that the learner is actually learning. That the methods or pedagogical methods that are to develop higher order profile dimensions. When higher order profile dimension is being achieved by teachers, every form of learning is participatory. So as soon as I ask you, go and think of something like this, bring something like this, you are going to do it. And so you are learning, I'm also going to learn. That is what we call participatory teaching. That is why our next poem is going to talk about educate me and tell you that teach me no more, teach you no more, teach us no more than doing by what? Learning by what? Doing. And that is to tell you that for us to use higher order profile dimensions, the learning process will be participatory. There's permanent skills developed. When you use higher order profile dimensions, the learner develops skills that are permanent. The skills are permanent. The skills are permanent. The skills are permanent. Good. So, if you know how to browse the internet by doing it yourself, when in this life will you forget that? When will you forget browsing the internet? How many of you over here who have used PowerPoint to prepare your report will forget it? But there are some of your friends who have learned PowerPoint, even if exams is conducted on that, they will pass and leave you behind. They will score higher scores than you that have no idea about PowerPoint. They can't even open the application. So, the lessons the skills you learn are permanent. Now, lessons are practical and real time, and the higher order profile dimensions. All lessons, they are real time. It's about what is happening now. It is not about somebody's knowledge, ideas in 1909. It's about what are we experiencing right now. Okay, where are we being carried to? Let's look at it. So it's real time right now. It's what is around us. Even if we are going into the past, it is to help us. We use lower order profile dimensions to tap into the past, then higher order profile dimensions to learn of the present. So every lesson is taken from and connected to reality. I have explained that. Learners develop great work ethos before leaving school. So every learner that is being taught, being facilitated using higher order profile dimensions, I am telling you, there are some class 4 pupils right here that can start work in the office. If they cannot do anything, not preparing PowerPoint reports for you, sending emails for you, they will do it. Okay? They will do it. Good. And then also, it is also a platform for developing great creators, builders, and leaders. Like I told you before, if we are going to be using lower order profile dimensions, we will not get good leaders. Our leadership will always be a problem for us. Because the profile dimension used to develop the capacity is too weak. So for us to really become good leaders, great builders, and great creators, then we have to learn by leading. We have to do it. We have to be learning by doing it. Participatory, using higher order profile dimensions. So that when you complete university as an engineer, you are a full engineer. We can give you a bridge, another Akosombo bridge, and you can think of it and construct it. You will not become a laborer. The white man will come for the contract, then you will be mixing cement for them, even though you are an engineer. But you will also be able to develop everything, design everything, and lead it. For that to happen, it is higher order profile dimension. All that I have said, let me give you an illustration that may help you. I want to illustrate with 2 computing teachers. Most of you here have computing lessons. And now let me take a lesson in computing about drawing of maps. Should I go there? Or let's come to PowerPoint. Now, there are two computing teachers. For example, let's say I am computing teacher A and you are computing teacher B. I use test book to teach my people. So when it was PowerPoint, I went to the extent of even drawing the PowerPoint on the board. All the children have textbooks. So we read. They all read PowerPoint. PowerPoint is an MS Office application. We read it in class. I gave it to them to go home to go and read through again. We have read about the parts of PowerPoint window. They know it. They can mention the functions, what they do. They can mention all. I used 2 hours to teach that lesson. Now my counterpart in another school didn't go my way. He decided to actually send the children to look at a computer, open PowerPoint application on the computer, and then ask them to use the PowerPoint to prepare some reports. And then in the process, he was showing them what the functions, what the buttons all over are. So he didn't even get time to help to push the children to memorize the parts. Now, I hope you have gotten these 2 classrooms. Yes. Good. My question to you is this. If exams comes, you are supposed to define, you are supposed to explain, you are supposed to list the parts of PowerPoint. Such exams, my student and my counterpart student, who will pass? Yes. Were you following me? My student, the one I gave the textbook to and we all read and everything. And then my other counterparts who didn't use textbook, but they went to the computer and did it. My student and my counterpart student, who passed? Who scored more than who? Yes. Who scored more marks?
Students.
Who students? My students. Why do you think